head-on stitch. We're not really going to get into the neck or anything. So what we're going to do, we're going to start off with drawing. Oh, if you haven't done so, you're going to place your paper on the pegs, okay? All right. All right. We're going to start off by drawing a half circle shape. It's going to be a little bit tilted, and it might look kind of like a snow globe, maybe. Well, it was really up to you. I have mine about the size of my hand, but I don't really know how to. I'm not good with. I'm good at measuring, but not good at like distance. I don't know what. Oh, okay, okay. All right, now we're going to draw the ears, but this is just the guideline of the ears. Now this one I do know the size on. Now we just want to put something down, okay? So we've got backwards letter D on this side and forward capital letter D on this side. They're both capital. Now the width of your head, if you take your pencil if it's long enough, is about the width of your ear or maybe a little bit longer. Okay, width of the head is about the height of the ear or maybe a little bit longer. Okay, it's just a general guide to help you. You just don't want your ears to be smaller than that. So you can go ahead and adjust some of those shapes. Even though we don't have erasers, don't be afraid to adjust the shapes. It's all part of the drawing process, okay? All right, now we're going to draw a guideline right here in the center. Okay, now we're going to darken in the corners, just that line though. Bring it in a little bit. And we're going to go ahead and do this part first because Stitch's smile is very close to the bottom of the face. So we want to draw in the smile, and once we get that in the right place, then we're fairly assured that the rest of the drawing will look like Stitch. Okay, we're going to draw a little dark line right here. That's the shadow underneath the lip, right here. Alright, then I'm going to draw a curved line. It's going to go down on each side. And then the smile is going to go down and then back up. It doesn't curve a lot. Sometimes it almost looks like a straight line, but it does curve down on the ends and then it comes back up. And then we'll draw little happy smile lines on the corner there. Alright, who's seen the movie Lilo and Stitch in here? Show of hands. I just want to see who's. Okay, most of our guests have, but some haven't. If you haven't seen it, it's a really cute movie about Stitch. He's an alien who meets up with two Hawaiian sisters, and it's just really, really cute. And he pretends to be a dog, so we're drawing like the dog version of Stitch. Now, Stitch is very much like a toddler in the sense that he can be really good and really bad. So he's smiling here, but we don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing for us, okay? But he thinks so. All right, we're going to draw a circle right here for the nose. Keep it very light, and then we're going to measure across. Now, you can fit about 3 of these nose shapes across. I think I want to bring my nose in a little bit. Now, the reason why we want to measure this is the width of the eye is going to be about that same width as the nose, so about 3 across, and that's going to help us to build up the shape of the eyes when it's time for that. Okay, now the nostrils on the nose for Stitch, they're going to look kind of like an upside down raindrop or teardrop shape. Same thing on the other side. Now, if you haven't drawn Stitch before, he has a lot of unusual shapes. Just take a little bit of practice to get used to these shapes. Now we're going to make this line a little bit darker. This is right below the nose, up down to that smile. So he does have a little line right there. And we can go ahead and shade in those nostrils, bless you. Now let's make the top line of that nose a little bit darker. So just make this line darker. Then I'm going to draw a curved line, two curved lines right above the nose. That just indicates how that skin is folding together, kind of like an accordion. Because that nose maybe is scrunching up the skin a little bit on the top. Now if you want to, you can add a highlight. Maybe some light would be shining on the nose. This is inside this little highlight area would be the brightest part of the nose or the lightest blue. Around that it would be darker blue. So if you want to, you can turn your pencil on its side. We're just going to lightly shade in around that. Just a reminder that when you go home and color this in, if you want to color it, that the nostrils would be dark and then nose is a little bit lighter. And then that highlight will be super light. Okay, you guys doing okay so far? Let's get up front. You guys doing a good job. Alright. Everyone's really quiet now. Okay. If you don't say anything, maybe she knows. Okay. Alright, now we're going to draw the eyes, and we're going to draw the outer eye shape. It's going to be kind of an unusual shape, and we're going to use the side of our head to help us. It's going to look like a guitar pick or maybe an almond shape. Now it does come to a point, kind of a very soft point right here. Now shapes are very important on all our Disney characters. They do indicate a little bit about their personality. More rounded shapes are for characters that are usually very sweet and nice and friendly. And for villains, they do have a lot of sharp curves. There are a few exceptions, of course. Ursula does have some round curves, but she also, her nose is very sharp, things like that. Now Stitch has a lot of curves, but he also has a few points. That's because, you know, he can be kind of bad sometimes, depending on his badness level. Okay. Now we're going to make the top of this outer eye shape a little bit thicker, a little bit darker. Same thing over here. And we're going to draw a curved line right above it. We just want to show the thickness of that eyebrow area.